Good evening, everyone. My name is Warden White, and I'm the Warden of Dufferin County. This is the second installment in a video series to bring you up to date on what's happening in your county council. We're coming to you tonight from the county council chamber in the courthouse in Orangeville at 55 Simon. This is where we hold our meetings, and the meeting is just concluded, just wrapped up. I'm going to tell you what we talked about tonight. One of the first items we talked about tonight was Heart Month in Dufferin County. Tom Reed, the chief of paramedics, gave us a delegation on heart health and why it's important. He also told us about an excellent program we have here in Dufferin County, and that is the automatic external defibrillator program. That's one of these. These are lifesavers. We have 130 plus of these scattered throughout the county that anybody can use in the event of somebody's having a heart attack. They're very simple to use. They give instructions and tell you just how to do it. And you want to know a fact? At least 8 people have been saved in Dufferin County since we started this program, just by this little thing here. Heart health is important. We also had a delegation tonight from the International Plowing Match folks. They want Dufferin County to host the plowing match in 2020, which is only 18 months away. There are a lot of questions around this, why we should do it, if we should do it, and how exactly we would do it. Tonight, County Council agreed to send this report back to the Director of Planning, Economic Development and Culture for further discussion, because we need to know in order to make a decision exactly what the county would be in for if we took something like this on. It is a large-scale project, and we want to make sure we do it right if we do it at all. We received reports from all of our committees tonight with all kinds of items on the docket. We talked a lot about 911 and the CERB, which is the Central Emergency Response Bureau. 911 is a service provided to all of our local municipalities, and how we do that was a discussion tonight. We'll be looking at different ways of boosting that service in the coming months. We also talked about renewing our Integrity Commissioner contract. We talked a bit about Provincial Offences Act and the Provincial Offences Court and how we're going to administer that in Dufferin County. The infrastructure and environmental services, we talked extensively about the capital project budget because tonight was budget night in Dufferin County. Community services, we talked a lot about tax assistance programs, quarterly reports from different parts of our community services hub, and the smoke-free social housing policy updated to include cannabis legislation. We got further on into the agenda, and the CAO gave us various reports on outside boards, such as Wellington Dufferin Public Health, Western Ontario Wardens Caucus, all kinds of other boards that we have members on, 1 or 2 or more. And then came the highlight of the night, when we talked about the County of Dufferin budget. The County of Dufferin budget has been being worked on for the last number of months. We discussed it at great length in January committee meetings, and tonight we came back with a presentation from the Treasurer on how we could bring it down further. County Council did vote and pass the budget tonight, and the tax rate increase for the next coming year will be 1.9% after you factor in growth. That 1.9%, ladies and gentlemen, the easiest way to figure out how much that is and how much it affects your property specifically equates to $7.07 for every $100,000 of value on your property. So if your property is worth $200,000, then that increase in your county part of your taxes is going to be $14.14. We also agreed to send forward comments on the proposed amendment to the growth plan for the Greater Golden Horseshoe. That document sort of governs the population and expansion of municipalities within the County of Dufferin. It has something to do with every single one of our 8 lower tier municipalities, and it's a very important document. After that, we also entertained a notice of motion from Councillor Creelman, which will come before Council next month for discussion. Other than that, I gave an update on my attendance at ROMA last month. ROMA is the Rural Ontario Municipalities Association Conference. It is held every year in Toronto, and it encompasses all kinds of topics important to municipalities. While I was there, I attended a number of delegations or meetings with ministers on a number of different topics, 2 of which are concerning directly to the county, one of which is the bypass in Shelburne, and another is expanding Go Bus service into Shelburne and local communities. Those delegations I was attended with Councillor Mills, who's the Mayor of Shelburne, and Councillor Anderson, who's the Deputy Mayor of Shelburne, and they went really well. We were really well received by those ministers. I also attended a number of events through the Western Ontario Wardens Caucus, which is a board I sit on of wardens of 18 other municipalities across the southern part of Ontario. And we work on things like SWIFT, which is the Southwest Integrated Fiber Technology, or fiber-based internet, and economic development initiatives through the county. Those things are off and running. We met with ministers regarding both of them, and those delegations went favorably as well. We look forward to hearing some answers to our asks from the province. During that conference, we also had a number of speakers that we listened to, including the Premier and the leaders of the opposition and all other parties, who had all kinds of things to say, including things like when Premier Ford spoke, he talked about 380,000 regulations that currently bind businesses in Ontario, and his government's pledge to eliminate at least 25% of those. He also talked about a commitment to expand natural gas into rural Ontario, which is a very big part of our economic development program here in Dufferin County. Farmers require natural gas to expand, and simply without it, things are going to be a lot harder than for some of our neighbors. That's really all we've had discussed today at February County Council meeting, and I hope you enjoy this update, and we're going to bring them to you from every month. We're going to try anyway. As we move forward, we're also going to try sometimes to bring in some of our special guests, maybe some of our directors, and to talk about a little bit what their departments do. So thank you, and enjoy your Valentine's Day.